Hey, my name is Grizzy G, and I've been making content on Apex Legends since its release all the way back in 2019. I have tons of Apex Legend character guides, and honestly, those are probably the most popular uploads on my channel. If you're looking for super in-depth details regarding a specific legend, then make sure to go back and check out my playlist with all of these legends that I made an in-depth guide for. But today we have one unique secret tip for every single legend in Apex. So let's hop right into it. First off, we have Ashe, and her passive allows her to see death boxes on the battlefield, and she's able to scan death boxes to pinpoint the location of the attackers. If a death box has a skull icon, this means that the attackers who killed this death box's owner has also been eliminated. Now, a knife icon indicates that the squad that killed the death box's owner is alive and markable. That squad will be marked on the map for about 8 seconds. Next up, let's talk Bangalore. Just recently in Season 12, it's been discovered that Bangalore has a one-way smoke that can greatly impact fights. Bangalore is able to stand near the edge of her smoke, and she will be extremely difficult to see. If you position yourself correctly, you will be able to see the enemy without even having a digi-threat. Meanwhile, they will have a very difficult time trying to see you. It is still unknown if this will be patched, but for now, Bangalore has gotten a buff due to this one-way smoke. For Bloodhound, turn off FOV ability scaling. Before this was added to the game, Bloodhound and Octane's field of view would change based on certain abilities. As you may know, your sensitivity actually changes as your field of view is altered, so make sure you turn FOV ability scaling off so that when you activate your Bloodhound ultimate, your sensitivity and FOV will remain consistent. Caustic can surprisingly hide inside of his own caustic barrel and remain difficult to be seen. Not a highly effective tip, but one that you can utilize to surprise and troll some enemies for fun. And just make sure that if you're caught out in the open, utilize the caustic barrels for cover. Crypto's ultimate ability is commonly seen as an offensive tool in fights. However, there is a good way to use it as a defensive EMP. When you want to pull off a defensive EMP, set up your drone in a safe location, do damage to the enemy with your weapons, and then if you feel like you're in a decent position near the enemy with cover and you notice that your shields are cracked, activate your EMP since you already don't have your shields, and as soon as your EMP begins, start to take a battery. As soon as that EMP has finished and stunned the enemy and has done some damage, you'll be at full shield and will be able to push while your enemies are still healing. Fuse's passive is called Grenadier and allows him to fire grenades with a launcher using his right arm. If you notice enemies on the high ground or in a location where a vertical nade can really do some damage, turn off Fuse's grenade launcher by pressing H on the keyboard or down on the D-pad while you're holding a grenade. This will allow you to lob a grenade into the air that will explode on contact versus throwing a grenade way too high into the sky. Gibraltar is able to nullify grenades with the use of his arm shield. If you're in an end game location and you find yourself being naded, you can aim your arm shield directly at an arc star or grenade to negate the damage. While playing Horizon, you can utilize her ultimate ability to blow open the door and move the enemy to a different location in the room. If you pair her ability with arc stars, you're extremely likely to come out on top of that fight. Next up, we have Lifeline, and her care package will give your team upgrades of items that you currently have. This care package will not generate loot until it's open, so for instance, you can call down Lifeline's care package at a place that has some high tier loot and loot that place first, loot that surrounding area, and then if you find blue armor, by the time you open the care package, you could open it and it could have a purple armor for you. With Loba, her ultimate ability is the Black Market Boutique. This ability allows each player to grab up to 2 items and infinite ammunition. If you find yourself in end game with Loba and you have that game winning position, try and throw down her ultimate so you can grab extra armor from the surrounding area. Drop your armor, open up the Black Market Boutique, and steal some armors from those death boxes. When you're defending your end zone, you can quickly swap out your shields when you get damaged and be able to quickly defend and win that game. Mad Maggie's ultimate ability distance is based on the number of bounces that the wrecking ball completes, not the distance that the ball travels. This means that if you want to travel a far distance and gain massive speed, you can pair Maggie's wrecking ball with an Octane jump pad. Throw Maggie's ultimate off the pad and take the pad and chase and follow that ball. As soon as you land, you're going to have an increase in speed, and you can even pair this with Revenant as well. Place a Revenant ultimate, throw down an Octane pad, and throw Maggie's ultimate off the pad. The enemy will have 3 extremely fast and scary shadows ambushing them, and you'll be able to cause some terror. Mirage can be a niche recon legend to the team. If you notice Watson fences, thermite grenades, a fuse knuckle cluster, or something like a fuse ultimate ability, you can throw your decoy directly at that damaging ability, and this will reveal the enemy as soon as your drone takes damage, and your entire team will be able to locate that enemy. Octane gains speed with the cost of his HP. One tip with Octane is to seemingly get a free boost of speed by timing your stem right before you finish taking a Phoenix kit or a med kit. This will allow you to have a burst of speed for free, and it could help you with getting back into the fight with full HP. Pathfinder is one legend that takes some of the most skill in the entire game. His zipline can obviously be used to help the team to traverse distances. However, you can also utilize his ziplines for some really cool super jumps to gain high ground. In order to super jump off a Pathfinder zip or any zipline, all you have to do is press your interact button and then follow that with 2 successive jumps. So for me on controller, if I press X to interact followed by A and A, then I get a super jump that will take me to immediate height. While utilizing rampart and fortifying areas, block off doors with your amped cover. If someone gets the audacity to push your building while they are busy trying to push through one entrance, just immediately pick up your barrier on the other side by pressing down on the D-pad and flank them from the side of the building. They won't be able to get in the building for cover since your amped cover is blocking the door, and it may seem simple, but a lot of people forget that you can pick up your amped cover. Revenant has unlimited ultimate ability distance. If you really are desperate for ranked points, you can place the totem by a jump tower, take the jump tower to find some enemies, and have all 3 of your teammates land on one enemy. The goal is not only to knock down the enemy, but to thirst or finish off that kill as well. If you're able to pull it off, you'll be teleported back to safety, and you and your team will basically have gotten free KP or kill points. Free KP! Now let's move on to Seer. With a recon legend like Bloodhound, when a fight begins, you will always want to scan. However, with Seer, this is not the case. The best use of Seer's tactical ability is actually when you have the upper hand and you cause the team to scramble and take cover to heal or revive. Once you see they are healing or reviving, then you need to utilize his tactical ability to cancel that action and be aggressive to wipe that team. When playing Valkyrie, you need to remember that she is one of the only legends who gets her movement from her passive ability. This means that the way she gains height advantage is very different from legends like Horizon or Pathfinder. When playing Valkyrie, take advantage of using your passive for mobility by playing height, and when those legends with mobility take height on you, quickly drop back down to the ground level. If you're weak, they're most likely going to try and chase, and since that Pathfinder or Horizon use their tactical to reach you on height, as soon as they drop down, just fly right back up to height and start taking a battery. They are most likely going to have to wait around 15 seconds to even utilize their movement ability again. With Watson, try either blocking your fences with your body to give the enemy the impression that a doorway is safe, or place a node outside the doorway and connect that node that is outside the door with a node inside the door when they approach. The door will blow off and that enemy will be stunned. Finally, we have Wraith, and she has tons of unique tips. One way to keep track whether Wraith's portal is going to go away is to keep an eye at your ultimate ability. If you do not have a gold helmet, the portal will go away when your ultimate charge reaches 28%. Also, if you want to utilize Wraith portal to kidnap someone, start the portal in mid-air so they cannot go back through once they get kidnapped. Proceed to the enemy team location and press the phase button. As soon as you phase right through an enemy, place the portal down as you run through them. A lot of the time you'll kidnap the enemy and you can take the portal back and your teammates can get an easy kill. So alright guys, that is one tip for every single legend in Apex. If you want me to go more into detail for a specific legend, let me know which legend in the comments below and check out my Apex character guides. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Grizzy and I'm out. Peace.